All right, hello. Welcome back. It's been a while since I've posted or made it a Hey, acting for my life. Welcome back. It's been a while since I've posted, but I've been busy. For those of you who don't know, I go to school for acting. I'm at a conservatory training program, so that's taking up a lot of my time, but I'm gonna break now, so I've got some time to create some more content, such as this video, and provide some more value for you. So how do you crush an audition? Like absolutely just crush it, take it into pieces, and just throw it down on the ground and just crush it. I'm about to unleash my secrets. Let's say you have an agent, or let's say you're at a school production and you're auditioning, right? So there's different types of auditions, and there's different ways to prepare for these different types of auditions. So the first one, and probably the most common, will be the cold reading audition. And a cold read means that you go to the audition site, wherever it may be, and maybe it's in a theater, maybe it's in a production office, maybe it's in the casting director's office, wherever, and you get the audition sides, which is, an excerpt from the script, and it's going to be your first time reading it, and you're expected to give a full-on performance for that audition. So that's what a cold reading is. And the way to prepare for that, and the way to really go about a cold reading audition, is to ask for some time, and really try to get some time to look over the material, to look over the sides. If you can, if you're assertive enough, ask for, hey, can I have 10 minutes to look over the side and to prepare? And more often than not, the auditioners will be more than happy to give you some 5 or 10 minutes to look it over, right? Because they want you to do your best. They want you to crush the audition. They want you to be prepared, right? So take the time to look over the audition sides, and what you're gonna do within these 5 to 10 minutes, which may seem like a second, right before an audition, what you're gonna do is you're gonna look over your lines, and you're gonna choose the money line, right? Now, you probably won't be able to memorize all of your lines in 5-10 minutes. Maybe you can, depending on how short it is. Preferably, you would want to be, but if you can't, you're gonna choose one money line, right? One line that really, one that you can really milk, right? And you're gonna figure out different ways to say that line. You're gonna figure out different gestures or different facial expressions. And once you get into the room and you give that performance, you give that audition, what you're gonna do is, whenever you come to that money line, take your face from out of your script, right? And say it and perform it and deliver it, right? And so by taking your face away from that page, it's gonna allow them to see your face, see your facial expression, and you're gonna deliver it. It's like you're dropping the mic in that moment, right? Dropping that line, that money line in that moment. So, that's kind of like a little tip and trick that I like to use sometimes. And for the most part, when you're cold reading and you don't have the lines memorized, you want to keep the paper, the pages, kind of to your side. You don't want them to be in front of you, because then the people auditioning you won't be able to see your face, right? So you want to keep it to your side so they can see your face, and you can get back to your partner, read the line, take it in, take in your partner, and then just continue on with the scene, right? So that's cold reading for you, right? It's definitely a skill. The more you do it, the better you get at it. I'm still learning how to do it. So next up is the monologue audition. Now, if you don't know already, I do have a video somewhere around here or to the side, wherever, about how to choose the perfect monologue. So I highly suggest checking that video out first. For a monologue audition, you really want to come in prepared. You really want to come in with choices, bold choices. You want to make bold choices all around in any audition, whether it's a cold reading, whether it's a monologue, whatever. Whether you're singing a cappella or you're singing 16 bars, whatever, right? And with a monologue, you want to bring in something no longer than a minute or a minute and a half. You want to keep the people auditioning that you're auditioning for. You want to keep them wanting more, right? So keep the monologue short. And you want to pick a monologue that you can be cast in today, right? Pick something that's close to your type, close to your age range, that fits your style and type well, and pick one that really excites you, right? And once you perform your monologue, you come into the room, you do it, you say hello, you be very personable, you be very charismatic, have your manners. Don't shake their hand unless they offer to shake your hand, right? A lot of people mess that up. They come into the room and they start shaking everyone's hands. But the thing is, the auditioners maybe don't want to shake your hands. Maybe they're sick, or maybe they don't want to get sick, right? So yeah, never shake hands with the auditioners unless they offer to shake your hand, right? So you come into the room very confident, smiling, present a good energy. You want to treat it like you're at a party. You want to treat it like you are the party, right? You come in the room and you are the party. It's a cocktail party, it's a party, whatever. It's fun. You are their guest. They're bringing you in, right? So you want to provide some good energy. You want to provide some good, hospitable energy, right? Have fun. And so you do your monologue, you say thank you. Don't be apologetic about your monologue, right? No matter, even if you flubbed a line or you tripped over the carpet, whatever, do not apologize, because they don't know if it was a mistake or not, It could have been very well part of your audition, whatever. Just don't be apologetic, because you don't want to tell them how they should feel about your audition, right? Let them figure that out for themselves, right? And also dress appropriately. Dress stylishly. Don't dress dull, boring, and bland. You don't want to do that, right? So dress, look up videos on how to dress well, makeup tutorials, specifically if you're a woman or a girl. Naturalistic, always be camera ready, always look good, stylish. Check out GQ magazines if you're a man, or any fashion magazine for that matter. Go on Instagram, look up Instagram models and fashion models. You want to get a sense of fashion and how to develop your own sense of style and own sense of fashion, and make it personable to you as an extension of your personality, right? So you really want to showcase your personality. There's also one more type of audition, self-tape. This is a huge one. Now that everything is going digital and the internet is taking over the world, kind of, everything, a lot of casting directors, agents, managers, directors, producers are asking for actors to tape themselves and submit it electronically, right? So that is a definite skill that one has to have. Now, one has, first of all, to self-tape, you have to have the proper equipment. You ideally want to have a DSLR camera, good lighting, a good backdrop, a good clear backdrop. You don't want stuff in the background. You don't want to be recording in your bathroom where you can see the sink or the mirror behind you or the door. You want to have a clear, solid color background. Excuse me. You want to have a clear, solid background, right? Maybe white or blue or black, right? You also don't want to wear any clothes that will blend in with the background. You want to provide that depth and contrast. No color's too flashy, but you just don't want to blend in with the background, right? Don't wear a black shirt if you have a black background, ideally. So get the right equipment, right? And there's videos out there. There's Google it. There's resources out there of what kind of equipment is affordable, cheap, and good to use to create a good self-tape audition. Now, with a self-tape audition, usually required is what is called a slate. Now, a slate, for those of you who don't know, is the beginning of an audition in where you state your name, perhaps state your representation if you have an agent or a manager, and then also state obviously what character you're auditioning for. And then, if they specify, you can say your age, probably not your age, but maybe your height, and where you live. Now, that is only if they specify specifically to put that in your slate. Now, after your slate, this is where your audition comes in, your self-tape audition. You want to have a good reader, have the right equipment, and you want to be prepared. You got to be off book when you do a self-tape audition, right? You got to be off book. You can't be looking at your paper. You can't be looking at your lines, because then you won't be able to be fully in it, and it shows the auditioners that you're just not prepared, and you don't want to convey that to them, right? You want to convey that you're professional, prepared, and a great actor, right? And then you're like, cast me, please, right? So So you're off book, you have a good reader, and typically with the reader, if you have a friend actor who's reading across from you, they're behind the camera or to the side of the camera, they're not in frame, and whoever that reader may be, whether it's your friend, a fellow actor, anybody, typically you wanna have them read in a flat tone. You don't want them to override your performance. The audition is about you, not your friend, the reader, right? So you want to kind of let them know, or maybe they already know, that to give a flat performance, right? You want to showcase your performance, right? And so once you have that down, the reader, right? You want to make some bold choices on the camera, right? Now, I'm not talking about bold in terms of crazy, like do some weird gestures, but like you want to have some facial expressions that but that convey some sort of story, right? Because in video, in movies, in film, in TV, on camera, we tell stories in pictures, right? So if I were to do this, right? What does that say? If someone saw that on a TV or on a camera, what would they think how I would feel, right? Frustrated, distressed, sad, right? Now, it doesn't matter whether or not I actually feel frustrated or sad. The mere fact that I'm doing this gesture on camera shows and conveys and tells a story, right? And so you want to create some sort of gestures, whether it's in the eyes, a flicker of the eyes, maybe an eyebrow, maybe a smile, maybe a frown, maybe a furrow of the brows, and you really want to tell a story through the eyes. So there's a lot of techniques. Now I'm just giving you a quick, 30-second, overview of film acting, but there's quite some things and technical things that go into, good film acting, right? Or acting for the camera, rather. But you want to create some bold gestures and moves and picture and try to tell stories in pictures. Don't just say the line and try to be emotional. I mean, that could work, but it's not going to be very interesting, right? So with the reader, you ideally want to have the reader stand anywhere behind the camera, right? So with the reader being behind, off screen, off the frame, and giving a relatively flat performance, allowing you to showcase your performance. Next, you got to have the eye lines right for a self-tape audition, right? Say for example that your reader is sitting over there, right? If my reader was sitting over there, which realistically is perfectly fine, but see how this works out on camera, right? If I'm looking at my reader here, how much are you getting of my face, right? How much are you getting of my eyes? So say your reader is standing there, but I pretend for the camera, for the tape, that they're right here, right off the lens of the camera, right? Now you're getting a full expression of my face, you're getting to see all of my eyes, you're getting to see everything, right? And so ideally you want to get the eye lines correct, or relatively correct, near the lens of the camera so they can see your eyes and see your face, right? So that's very important. That's probably one of the most important things, along with having good audio, good lighting, decent reader, right? So you want to have the eye lines correct. All right, so there you have it, folks. It's a very quick rundown of how to crush an audition and what different types of auditions there are out there and how to prepare for those types of auditions, right? If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please put them down below. I will answer every single question. I just love helping out. I love to provide value. I want you guys to win. I want everybody to win. So boom, 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 boom. Ask the questions. See you.